Let's move on to the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins have been looking very, very impressive in 2020. I mean, they have been the most surprising team in 2020, in my opinion. A lot of people may be saying the Browns, as they're playing right now against the Baltimore Ravens on Monday Night Football. But I'd say it's the Miami Dolphins all the way. Miami is at a very, very quiet 8-5 right now. Who the hell knew that? I didn't even know. I didn't even know they were at 8-5 right now, and they hung in tight with the Kansas City Chiefs. Let me tell you, this game against the Kansas City Chiefs really showed the direction the Miami Dolphins are headed right now. Now I know they lost, but it really reminded me of the New York Giants game, Monday Night Football against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, in which a rebuilding team fought against a championship caliber team. Now, Tampa Bay is not of the caliber the Kansas City Chiefs in, and I guess that really speaks to how well Miami is looking right now. But Miami really fought in this game. Now, they started off 10-0 in the second quarter. By the second quarter, it was 10-0 Miami. Tua Tagovailoa looks good. I have my gripes about Tua, but I think he's having a really good start to his NFL campaign. But nonetheless, Miami started 10-0 against Kansas City in the second quarter. Kansas City was getting sacked. Patrick Mahomes under pressure, getting intercepted, missing throws. Defense is starting to, lock up on, as far as passing goes. It looked really good. Then they found themselves losing 28-10 by the fourth quarter. So it was 28-10. Kansas City scores 28 straight unanswered points. That's 4 touchdowns unanswered. And Miami, during that time, still remained to fight. Even though they were unsuccessful, you could see their fight, their motor just keep on going. When they made a play, they were extremely excited. Even though they're down 28-10, but it wasn't like, diva excited, when a wide receiver makes a play when they're getting blown out and they just sit there and say, move the chains. I mean, they're out there with their teammates congratulating each other when they move the chains or make a good defensive play. They stood in that game and it paid off dividends. Now, like I said, they lost the game, but this final score was 33-27. They wound up scoring in the fourth quarter. They wound up scoring another 17 points in the fourth quarter alone, down 28-10. And then Kansas City wound up getting a safety and another field goal, but they were an onside kick away from possibly getting this game into getting this game as a win for them. I loved what I saw from Miami, and it really makes me think, can the Giants replicate that next season? The Miami Dolphins are the path the New York Giants seem to be taking right now and need to continue to take into 2021. Miami had a really bad start of 2019. They got blown out by Baltimore 59-10. All right, and then the following week, they got blown out by the Patriots. I forgot what the score was in that game, but it really seemed to be that the Miami Dolphins were going to go 0-16 last year, right? But they wound up finishing like a strong 5-11. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was like a 5-11. It was a strong 5-11. And now they come back this year, and now they're trying to win the AFC East. I know Tom Brady is not there in New England, but the Buffalo Bills look very strong right now, and you would have thought the Buffalo Bills were going to run away with the AFC East. But the Miami Dolphins are 2 wins off of the division. Now, they may not win the division, but they're probably going to make the playoffs. So, and they're most certainly going to have a winning season off of a 5-11 season where they started off terrible and they finished off hot. And they continue that next season. The Giants need to continue that. The Giants need to get on that path. The Giants are at 5 wins right now. They're actually on better pace than the Miami Dolphins were last year. right? Because the Giants only got blown out twice this season. One against the 49ers, and the other this week against the Cardinals. Okay, just twice. They've been playing really competitive football throughout the season. And that starts off, that started off against the Rams. I forgot what week that was in. Maybe that was week 6 or something like that. And they got beat 17-9. But the Giants need to continue. They need to follow that path. And I think they are going to follow that path. You look at the correlation there with Brian Flores coming from New England and Coach Joe Judge coming from New England as well. Very, very similar coaching styles. These guys are hard-nosed, very respectable guys. Okay, they did not win over the GMs and the owners for those respectable franchises just by talking X's and O's. These are blue-collar men, right? These guys are very respectable men, and they have their teams in a respectable order. All right, these teams play for their coaches. You could see Miami laying it all out on the line, staying competitive. They were not scared or intimidated of Kansas City. Kansas City came into that game 11-1. They weren't scared of Kansas City whatsoever. A rookie quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa was not scared of Kansas City to throw the ball. Those wide receivers weren't scared. Those defensive players were not scared. Jerome Baker had a 30-yard sack on Patrick Mahomes. The Miami Dolphins were not scared of Kansas City. If you're not scared of Kansas City, who would you be scared of? The Giants are starting to take that approach, and I think they're following in Miami's footsteps. And I'm not saying that they need to be a Miami 2.0. They need to be their own team. The New York Giants should not be the Miami Dolphins. They need to be the New York Giants. But it's very, very nice to see Miami succeeding from a coach Bill Belichick tree, and the Giants also coming from a Bill Belichick tree with Joe Judge. It's just nice to see Miami doing well, because that also has a chance that the Giants are going to do well, because the Giants are very, very similar to Miami, what Miami was last season. So I think I got all of my points out here. That Miami game against Kansas City was game of the week last year. Game of the week. If you would have told me Kansas City was facing Miami last season, I'd say, oh my God, who the hell would want to watch that game? It'd be a massacre. But my God, that was the game of the week last week. So I love what I saw from Miami last week, and they have a very, very bright future ahead of them. I would love to see a Giants and Dolphins Super Bowl, man. I would love to see that. Brian Flores versus Joe Judge. The two very different and unique coaches in this new era, trying to bring in a new era of coaches in the NFL. I would love to see a Miami Dolphins and New York Giants Super Bowl in the future, but I just got to give my hats off to Miami and got to hope that the Giants find their own path, but, look very similar to Miami and what they're doing in 2020.